Aha! We live. Ed got something to say.
I was watching Poltergeist last month. I got a question. Why don't white people just leave the house when there's a ghost in the house? Y'all stay in the house too fucking long. Get the fuck out of the house. Very simple. It's a ghost in the house. Get the fuck out. And not only did they stay in the motherfucking house and Poltergeist, they invited more white people over. Sitting around going, I brought a Carol Anson, a television set. I would have been gone. If I had a daughter been down the precinct and said, look man, I went home and my fucking daughter's in the TV set and shit, so I just fucking left. You can have all that shit, I ain't going back to the motherfucking, I just came down so when she ain't at the school, you don't think I killed the bitch or nothing like that. But she is inside the TV set, you can have all that shit. Like, Mr. Murphy, didn't you try to save your daughter? Yeah, I'm a man, I tried to save, I turned the channel, the shit didn't work, I got the fuck out. Leave. The kid was only 6 years old in the movie, they couldn't have been too attached to her. Leave. In the Amityville Horror, the ghost told them to get out the house. White people stayed in there. Now that's a hit and a half for your ass. A ghost say get the fuck out, I would just tip the fuck out the door. They walked and looked in the toilet bowl, was blood in the toilet. They said, that's peculiar. I would have been in the house and said, oh baby, this is beautiful. We got a chandelier hanging up there, kids outside playing, it's a beautiful neighborhood. We ain't got nothing to wear. I really love them, this is really nice. Too bad we can't stay, baby.
Hey, it's the Real HD Show. You know what I mean? You rocking with the best. It's prime time with a purpose. We here again. It's that dynamic duo, them two that do what we do. You know what I mean? And right now, we about to get to that intro. Hey, it's Wild Out Wednesday. And you have tuned into the dynamic duo doing what we know. It's the Real HD Show. It's prime time with a purpose. This is the show on these or any other airwaves where you will see us take on all the crazy, chaotic headlines that have to do with our people, but we healing it with freedom music. Right alongside me is my day one riding shotgun, Sincere the G. Say what's up to the people, bro.
Peace to my kings, my queens, my princes, and my princesses. I hope you are ready for tonight's show because we have a lineup of pure third eye edutainment.
Hey, I like that. That's wavy, man. We're gonna get at a big one right here. Yeah, let me pull it up. Just wait for it. Yeah. That's how we do that on a Real HD Show, broadcasting live to you somewhere from planet Earth. You know what I mean? Live from the mothership that is called the Real HD program. You know what I'm saying? We are here for you. We're here to give you that good. We're here to give you a little bit of that crucial information. We're here to give you that comedy. We're here to give you that music. We're here to give you that. And we got a new segment tonight, man. The opinion pull up. Never been done before on any social media type of a broadcast outlet. We're gonna do it tonight. Yeah, man. Tell them about that opinion pull up, man. They ain't ready for that.
Yo, we're pioneers in this industry, you heard? So for all of you out there that think they ready, I hope you're ready, because we're going to find out if you're ready on the opinion pull-up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, how you been, man? What's going on in the NY?
The NYC is always the NYC. And as you know, we're still having that subway spraying thing going on. So all of the listeners out there, if you have found out what it is that they are spraying in the subway stations, please hit us up on the link below. I've searched far and hard. I've looked deep. They'll give descriptions of what is being sprayed, but not telling us what is actually being sprayed. They're saying that it's safe, but we all know, the incident of the 1966 occurrence. So once again, please, if you do know what it is that is being sprayed in the New York City subway stations, please hit us up on the link below, and we will be sure to put it up on our next show. Each one, teach one.
Yes, sir, man. Each one teach one. That's what it's about. Ain't got no time for fake ones. Let's get out there and alert each other to what's happening. We just did the show a couple weeks ago about the brothers and sisters being kidnapped and their organs being harvested. You know what I mean? For money on the I won't say black market, but on the illegal market across the world. And we want to, and if somebody has any sort of indication as to what's popping off in the subways and in our airflow, because of course you got that, and then of course before that it was chemtrails, that's impacting everything that we got going on. So we can't even rely on safe, healthy food, safe, healthy communities to live in because of chemtrails. So it's very, very interesting. You got folks like, is it Musk or is it the other one? Is it Musk or was it the Amazon dude that's seed harvesting in their banks? They're collecting a seed of each. It's Musk, right? Because he wants to have that little moon planet or whatever he's trying to do with it.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, dude is on the moon, but he trying to create a moon planet, but he on the moon, like loco and la cabeza. You know what I mean? We
He's
know
out
how
there.
that for my Afro or my Afro Tainos and my Afro Mayans out there. We know what that is, man. And these subjects and more is what you get when you tune into the Real HD show in the beginning of it, and you get this. Power to the people news. Wait, what just happened? This just happened. And what is that? No more rentals.
No more rentals.
HOA ruling.
Yep.
Ruling to force families from a Raleigh neighborhood. Yeah, man. That's what we dealing with right now, man. So we get right to the good power to the people news on a Wild Out Wednesday on the Real HD show, man. So we jump right back into that. And let me read the byline for you guys on that piece. You know what I mean? It says Renaissance Park has had, and this is in Raleigh, North Carolina, Renaissance Park has had a no rental policy covenant since the community was built in 2006, but the developers didn't enforce it. When the developer transferred the power into the newly created HOA board of directors earlier this year, several board members decided to change it. So, bro, right away, man, when we hear the byline and we see the headline of this particular article, that's related to everybody. Why? Because we're dealing with time periods now where, folks are being forced from their homes because of the pandemic and evictions, and then also people have lost their jobs and don't even want to go back to their jobs because it's not worth it. So when you see this title, bro, what's your initial thought?
Well, to me, it seems like people are being extremely, extremely opportunistic during these times. You feel?
Facts.
Now, one would say, if an industry sees people in need, then they would do what they can in order to, kind of protect their consumers or their clients or whatever the case may be. In this particular case, you see how these parasitic companies and organizations, they sit there and they wait. Now, you said in the story itself, like, they had a covenant of no rentals or whatever, you know what I mean? But then, they didn't decide to enforce it because they weren't able to, I guess you say, fill their rooms. You feel? So now they allowed the renters in so that they can collect that money. But then
Mm-hmm.
as soon as the COVID epidemic hits, you feel, and those moratoriums are over, that's the time to actually decide, okay, well, now we're going to enforce our covenant and start to kick all of these people out during a crisis and a pandemic. It sounds about right to me. That's sarcasm, just in case. I don't want nobody writing in saying that I'm agreeing with these people.
Yeah, man. That sounds right on target. That sounds like you hitting the bullseye with it. Pretty sneaky, sis, as they used to say on Josie and the Pussycats. I'm dating myself a little bit with that, but pretty sneaky, sis. So in '06, it was okay for them to bring them folks up in there and pile up the homes that they couldn't get filled, right? Because maybe what was popping was that you had a lot of lowered or middle.
06, the housing
Right,
market. Remember that?
right, right,
Yeah.
right, right,
So
right.
it's all about
So
the timing.
right, so that's a developer deal going wrong, right? Because it's gonna take more than 2 or 3 years to fill that entire development community. And when they finally built it, their heads was over their skis, and they needed to get bodies in the buildings. You know what I mean? Shout out to Biz in the Building segment. That's coming up for all y'all that want that. That's coming. I promise. I'm just trying to develop it. I'm trying to make it all techie and cute and ootsy cutesy. I'm trying to do that, and I'm gonna bring that to you. But
Abracadabra.
we're not gonna go halfway with it. Either we're gonna go or we're not gonna go at all. But check it out below. Let us know what you think about this story, man. I think the story is pivotal because it affects folks everywhere, man. North Carolina is just a case study for things that are popping off all over the
All
place. New
over the
York
nation.
is popping off in Cali, it's popping off in Texas, it's popping off in Atlanta, it's popping off in Georgia. The rest of Georgia is popping off in Florida. So, bro, when I think of this, man, and I think of the word covenant, right? So the etymology of the word covenant has a religious connotation and a denotation to it, right? So that's an agreement or a pact made with a religious institution, with a godhead, or something to that degree that you are willing to die for to uphold, right?
And enforce. Yep.
And enforce. Well, and of course, the Catholic Church was one of the first institutions in this kind of, I guess, Western Hemisphere to institute those covenant situations on business terms, not spiritually, business terms. And what that presents, though, is there's a history behind that, right? So
Yep.
once again, I'm going to, if you give me a second, I'm going to load something up and pull something up on the screen, and Sin will remember this, for sure, because we did this before. So we got a covenant going on in North Carolina over homes, right? And then we had a covenant right here in good old New York, Rochester, New York, for that matter. And give me 1 second to pull it up, and I will, I promise. I'm just trying to load it up. Okay, here we go. I got it now. I've got it. Damn it, I've got it. Okay. Boom. And we're showing it. Okay. So here we go. So use of racial covenants in Monroe County, property deeds were persuasive and encouraged. And they said that it was restrictive racial covenants were legally binding contracts, barring property owners from selling to anyone not intended race with black or other non-white people, typical intended target. Covenants were inserted and encouraged by real estate agents, land developers, bankers, among others, throughout the first half of the 21st century. So there you got it right there, folks. We got covenants, we got racial covenants, which is basically redlining, showing its ugly head. And nobody in this article is calling these covenants that were mixed in and conflated by this by this, housing company redlining. But that's exactly what it is. And it's racially based.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? But in this situation, there was like a mixed income group in there and a mixed ethnic group in there. So now I think we have a little classism going on because perhaps, like you said, in 06, because of the housing bubble, they couldn't get those people in there. They had to get a certain class of economic families in there. And then now that that's over with, now they want that certain class of economic families out of there, right? So that this can happen. And give me 1 second. It's not going to take as long as before. I promise you. Don't get me to preaching because I will do it. We gonna get to it. All right, here we go. Boom. New York Post. How corporations are buying up houses and rental properties, robbing families of the American dream. So that speaks to your point, Sin.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got corporate entities hunting down these properties. These properties are upside down in their books, right? And these corporate companies are buying these things up. They're doing it all over Atlanta. They're doing it over the Carolinas. They're doing it all over Florida. They're in 17 cities. In that article, it says they are in corporate interests is invading real estate in over 17 cities all over the country. And what they do is they buy up the property and then they trade it on the stock market.
Yep.
They trade it as a future on the stock market. You go, bro. I just wanted to show the people that.
No doubt. It's the big Ponzi scheme, essentially. You know what I mean? But what it leads to is the most interesting part that people don't really get. This is the gentrification happening on a larger scale. You feel? So now, it was already.
I like that.
It was already known, that they had those.
I had to blow that up. That was dope.
They had those racial covenants. You know what I mean? Now is going to be the time of the class covenant. So now, if you're not in that class, middle class used to be targeted now. And now the middle class is becoming the new normal class. You feel? So once these classes are removed during the housing bubble, you know what I mean? There weren't a lot of people that could afford those houses that were put out there. You know what I mean? But what they did do was prey on those who could. You feel? If they could afford it, yeah, sure. Bring them in. We have that clause in our covenant, you know what I mean? No rentals or whatever, but we're going to rent to you because we want that money right now. You feel? Then when they get that money, and they stop getting the money, hence the COVID, the whole pandemic, now it's convenient for them to just say, all right, well, we got as much as we can get from you. So now get out. We're going to take this neighborhood, you know what I mean? Refill it with people that can pay. And, as for you and your families and, the whole neighborhood itself, 180 families. That's families. You feel? Out. Why? Because money, But then, the thing that gets me is this is something that is occurring in every state. In every state. You know, any state that was affected by the COVID, it's happening there. You feel?
Hey, let me real quick, bro. We got a listener on Twitch, Robert James. Peace, what's up, bro? How are you, man? We just threw your message on the screen. Nice that you could join us. The Real HD Show. I'm the Vic. This is Sincere. Thank you for rocking with us, man. Each one bring one, man. Bring some more people with you. And let's have a good old time. We're talking about the 180 families that were displaced, or being displaced, evicted from a Raleigh neighborhood in North Carolina, because the homeowners association all of a sudden wants to enforce a no rental policy due to their covenant. You know what I mean? And Sincere was making a point of gentrification and how the old guard or the old philosophy is out the window, and the new one is to make middle income people the new poor people and then string them along. So thanks for joining us, man. We like it, man. Leave us a comment in the chat. As usual, we love for you guys to like, share, and subscribe. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter Live, Mob Crush. We multicast everywhere. We the Real HD Show. That's how I gets down. So back to what we were talking about, bro. I didn't mean to cut your wisdom. Go ahead and do your thing.
Oh, that's all good. So, you know, now that they're sinking their teeth into these new places and stuff like that, you know what I mean? The people that are supposed to be speaking up and, you know, representing us in our situation, you know, Biden, you know, he spoke up about the moratorium, you know, he talked about the extension and all of that. What now? What now? Kamala Harris, you know, she spoke up, you know, she was talking about being able to take care of those families, you know, and look out for them and you know, doing what's in there. They're not even speaking up about it, you know. And once again, this is a national incident. You know, this is one article, you know, that's happening in North Carolina. But as you say, you know, if I walk outside right now, you know, you can see on the block where they're pulling out people's furnitures, you know, putting them out on the street because they've been put out, you know, but there's no stories about it. You know, there's no help being issued. You know, the government and the companies that are doing that are all in cahoots.
Yes, sir.
They're covering each other's back, you know, and they're passing laws that enable them to do these things against us, you know, but we need to take back that power as the people, you know. So, and
let me jump in real quick, brother, and let me add on. So it says the board has granted one exception to a member of the military and a member of the local police. So one of the families being moved out, the Brown family, added, it's all subjective. There's no transparency. There's no rubric or rules for what is allowed and what is not allowed in this scenario. If I want to rent, I essentially have to be on my hands and knees and beg. Please let me go to take care of my parents. Homeowners who aren't granted the exception and choose to rent after July 21st, or they choose the homestead, they will be in violation of the policy and will be fined $100 a day.
A day.
Out of control, bro. Your thoughts, man. Let's close this out.
It's insanity. But as you can see, you know, red state, blue state, it's happening in all of the states. So that type of division is taking our eyes off of the real enemy. You feel? The enemy is the one that's putting us against each other, talking about the red and the blue. They don't care about the red or the blue. You know what I mean? What they do care about is the green. And now, you know, people's lives, people's families' lives, people's livelihood is all on the line because the people up above, they want their profit, you feel? And profit goes way farther these days than people's actual lives. So on that note, I suggest people to wake up, wake up, stop sleeping. If you stay asleep, you might wake up and realize that everything around you has been taken by your government.
Yeah, man. My mom's playing tricks on me, man. Don't let them play tricks on you. Don't let them play tricks on you. Read the fine print. You know what I mean? read the fine print and get it in. Fight for yours. You know what I mean?
You're gonna lose that Monopoly game.
Yeah, man. This is not something that is ethnic centric. This is affecting white people. This is affecting black people. This is about a bottom line. So we're not here. We're very ethnic centric for our folks, but we will report when something is affecting all people as well. So that's what we do right here on the Real HD Show, man. We give you that crucial information that you need, man. And speaking of crucial information, man, let's get. Do you want to get into the WAP story, or do you want to go to Respect My Goofy and the Halloween stuff? Which one do you want to jump into first, yo?
Let's do the WAP. Yeah, let's do the WAP.
Let's do the WAP story, man. All right, man. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. Because this is something that's very goofy, but it's very pivotal. And we need to pay attention to it, but we also need to be vigilant in it so that we are allowing ourselves to act when we need to act and not just succumb to whatever's put in front of us. You know what I mean? So here we go. Let me get the story up. That's not it. Give me 1 second. Bear with your brother one. You bear with your brother one taste. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Boom. Yeah, man. So we got this story popped up. And did you send me this one, Sin? Or was this something that we kind of found simultaneously?
I think we found it simultaneously.
Yeah, man. This is interesting. And look at the and don't forget, man. Hey, our listeners on Twitch and our listeners on YouTube, Facebook, please jump in the link. We will let you onto the show live so you could tell us live what you think about these stories that are pivotal to our nation and pivotal to our people and pivotal to our living in this country, this incorporated entity that we're living within called the US of A. But right now, we have an interesting story about, it has something to do with politics. And you would never think it would have something to do with politics, but we call it the WAP. Why? Because it's strippers to the polls. We got a company that is basically funding and sponsoring strippers to entice people to get to the polls and vote. And I believe they're called Black Visions. Isn't that their name, bro?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, no pun intended, but the name notwithstanding, we still gotta bring that heat to things that don't make a whole lot of freaking sense. So there's a story out of the Tennessee Star, right? Where they say this Black empowerment, multi-million-dollar Minnesota Black power group is using strippers to entice voters. And I'm gonna pull that up in a real quick sec. What do you think of that, man? What do you think of the ethic of using strippers in the way that they've been classically kind of put out there? What do you think of using that whole sexuality piece to entice people to go vote on the Democratic side of the game? Because we know this is not happening on the Republican side of the game. Although they're probably mad they didn't think of it. they probably hot that they didn't really jump on it first, early enough. But what do you think of that as a Democratic ploy to ensure re-election for all the Democratic officials in the next cycles coming up? What's your thoughts, bro?
Well, one, it's not surprising. Because in the last election, they had the big thing, bring your booty to the poll, and everybody was okay with it, and once again, it seems it's the most flagrant way of doing that, that pandering that they do. These politicians are, they're shameless, essentially, because these are the same people, Biden before, Democratic Party. If you don't vote for me, you're not black, but yet, very next word he's gonna say is, I'm not doing anything specific for black people, but yet, they're gonna sit up there and get the black visions to get up there and dance, shake their booties, entice these people to come up and vote. But what does stripping, right? Once again, what does stripping have to do with voting or politics? People might sit up there and think that there's no connection, but there is. And it's very, very simple. Strippers strip for money. Politicians want that money. So essentially, it just goes hand in hand, and it's up to us to actually wake up, stop believing these damn politicians. I don't care if they put strippers, hookers, you name it, they can have a whole van load of pie for all I care. But I know that politicians lie. I know that they make promises that they never keep. This is something that is known. That's something that politics is known for. So why are people surprised when the Democratic Party pulls out strippers, to get you to come out and vote? Why are people surprised when the people that they voted for, get up in the office and then totally ignore them and do everything that they said that they weren't going to do? That's the politics that we know. That's something that's been universal since day one. But yet, it's actually an insanity, because I see what it is. People are doing the same exact thing over and over, but expecting a different result. So just this in itself explains the fact, they're doing this because this whole situation is insane.
Yeah, man. So let me jump in real quick, man. Let me add on. It says the well-funded Black Power group. See how they use this?
Oh,
See how they use the identity politics? A well-funded Black Power group will use strippers and party buses to entice people to vote for a measure to amend Minneapolis city charter to remove a police department later this month. It says Black Vision Collective is a Minnesota-based organization that promotes Black power. See, there you go again with the selective words, and advocates for total abolition of the police. It raised $30 million since the George Floyd riots last summer, and is using some of its money to shut a strip club to a voting center to turn out the vote for a municipal election. So this is coercion. This is enticing, right? So you got these, you got what you call, well, I hope they ain't no nasty strippers with the stretch marks and the band-aids on the booty and the, the scabs on the elbow. I hope this ain't no bad looking strippers, but either way, they're bringing they're using these strippers. So let me ask you this, man. And of course, all of this has to be okayed by the DNC, right? Nothing goes by without the head of the DNC in this time period where they're kind of in the catbird seat of politics. Nothing goes by without them jokers okaying it. You know what I mean? They go okay it in New York, they go okay it in Florida, they okay it in Texas. They're gonna come see you. If it ain't in the best interest of getting Biden and the congressional cats another election cycle in office and in power, they ain't for it. So this is okay by the DNC. So here's my first thought. And anybody at home who's watching this who wants to jump on can leave your comment in the chat and let me know what you think about this. Is the DNC wearing a big pimp hat now with a feather in it?
Ben had it.
You better get out there and get my votes. Get out
Democratic
there.
Clip slap.
I ain't be got no weapon, baby. You my weapon, baby. I love you, baby. I'm gonna give you some money, baby. I love you, baby. I'm gonna give you some resources, baby. I love you, baby. I'm gonna give you an EBT card that's loaded, baby. Go out there and get my goddamn votes. What's your thought, man? I think the DNC is wearing a big ass pimp hat. That's what I think.
I know they got the big ass pimp hat on. You feel? And they've had it on for the longest.
It's literal right now. It's a literal pimp hat. They literally got these chicks in the street doing their bidding. What's good with you, man? Talk to me, man.
This group that came together and gathered up all of this money, I would really, really, really want to know the origin of this group. Because there's a lot of
I didn't even tell you they LGBTQ headed. They're LGBTQ headed. LGBTQ in their administration. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And that's
that was a loaded answer. You know that.
It's not me being biased, bro. It's look it up. It's right there, like on the. Wait a minute. Let me go back to the Instagram post because it's kinda the picture isn't the greatest because of the way I took the caption, but if you could see on the bottom the little insignia, they in the bottom right hand corner.
Yep,
that's a LGBTQ funded organization. That's their little symbol right there. If you can see my little mouse, I'm circling it right now. I wish I could highlight it, but I can't. So that's it right there, man. And it's crazy. Like, they got on a pimp hat. You know what I mean? Hey, what color is Biden's fur? Does he like a gold? He like rabbit? He like fox? What you think? What you think pimp ass Biden? And we ain't Republicans. We just free thinkers. What you think pimp ass Biden is? Right, he wears skunk.
Skunk.
Yeah, he wearing that Pepe Le Pew. Absolutely. Pepe Le Pew, you know what I'm saying? He wearing that Pepe. Yeah, man, get it. Biden the pimp putting strippers out there in the public market to entice people to do what they want, man. And we know voting means power. Power means money through the legislation and taxes. Ain't nobody stupid. Wake up, B. Nobody's stupid. You know what I mean? Hey, you think Biden's strut is to the left, or you think his pimp strut is to the right? You think he dropped
no strut, bro? I mean, he is pimping, but he's still, like, of no soul.
He like he
still got the stiff walk.
Yeah, the stiff walk. Yeah, he got the broom in the back walk. That's his pimp strut. You know what I mean? Biden and the DNC is a big old pimp. Come on, man. What are we doing here? And
what does Miss Harris have to say about this?
Oh, let's do that. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. Because I got something for y'all to see. Boom. All right, here we go. Loading up the video. And let's see what Miss Harris, right? Miss Harris, if you're nasty, right?
If you're nasty.
Miss Harris, if you're nasty. That's going back to the old Janet Jackson in the 80s joint. But here we go. We're gonna see what Miss Harris got to say about all of this sexual innuendo involved and all this sexual politics popping off. Check us out, Real HD Show.
Providing a safe place for sex workers. I am a huge advocate for that, always have been.
Do you think that sex work ought to be decriminalized?
I think so. I do.
Oh, she dropped the bomb. Now, this is before she became president. So, in order to get that vote, you know what I'm saying? She's going to tell people what they want to hear. And what does she say? I'm going to let that run one more again.
I am a huge advocate for that, always have been.
Do you think that sex work ought to be decriminalized?
I think so. I do.
Wow. That was Cardi. What we call her? Cardi D, right? Cardi Democrat, right? She know how to hit them that red bottoms dance, right? She know how to I have it on tape. I have it on tape. I have the little file, the little snippet of it, but I ain't gonna play it right now. Let's get to it. What do you think, man? What are we thinking about Kamala Harris wanting to decriminalize prostitution, and then pimp hand strong Democratic Party got their pimp hand going and putting strippers in the street to get people to go to the polls? Coincidence or nah? Talk to me, bro.
Definitely not a coincidence. There was a time in which, the Democrats would have accused the Republicans for, such tactics, and it's ironic for those who believe in the system, but, it's ironic that now it is those Democrats that are doing such things. You would think, all right, they're fighting hard and they're using all of these other tactics, to get people to vote and to do all that. But how hard are they fighting to actually do the things that they promised to do?
Good point. Yeah, man. If y'all want to chime in, man, this is a very, very crucial topic. Why is it crucial? Because there's been, like you said, you would have thought back in the day, people complained that the Democratic Party didn't do enough to keep up with the same type of ways that Republicans use to coerce people into voting. The polarization that they use, and the tricks and the little conniving schemes, and the Fox News and the Well, I'm not saying this is next level, because this is the oldest profession in the world, but you heard it first. Your girl is all about decriminalizing prostitution. Okay. And what's interesting about that, join us in the link right here. If you want to join the show, please, oh, please join us in the description below. You know what I mean? It's Wild Out Wednesday. We're talking about some off the cuff, uncanny topics, but it's not so uncanny, bro. Because what happened on election night in the Capitol? Everybody was dancing to what?
The WAP, wet ass pussy.
They were dancing to wet ass coochie on the daggone. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yep.
And then Sheila
elected officials.
And then Sheila Jackson Lee is having, Megan Thee Stallion over for tea and crumpets and co-signing what she talking about, it's a go girl moment and we strong and we're empowered by showing that, we could drip a little bit on somebody. Like, really? Really?
And you know what I just thought about? I don't know why this popped into my mind, but do you think if Janet Jackson, right, had did that performance and her titty popped out in 2021, right, what would be the whole, because Justin Timberlake, it was a whole thing, and it was a mistake, and she was about to be banned and canceled and stuff like that, because she popped out a titty. It's a nice looking titty too, but
yeah, man.
I imagine, that if that incident were to happen in a 2021 or even a 2020, things would have been extremely different.
I have to concur, man. It's like watching too many violent movies. You watch The Sopranos for 10 years, and what's another person getting shot look like? Nothing. It's par for the course. So if you could dance the WAP on an election night, and everybody was supposed to be so down for getting the Trumpinator out of office, right? So they got the Trumpinator out of office, and how do they celebrate it? WAP, wet ass coochie. You know what I mean? You can get this. Is that what it was? Is that what it was? Is Kamala coming in and now it's the era of the wet ass coochie? Well, let's talk about what the wet ass coochie has yielded, okay, during this era. And we're only a year in. Let's look at it. Check it out. The WAP era on the Real HD Show. So these are all these lewd and crude acts that are going on all over the country. And if you can see my mouse, it's on the top right-hand corner. It is what it looks like. This brother is getting it in with this woman, and they're black. So we ain't shy about giving the heat to people who need it. They getting it on in the middle of the street, in the gutter, right on a corner by a car. Out of control. And if you look in the middle, this is a Chicago pop-up strip club right in the middle of the pandemic. So they set up poles, they grounded the poles, and these chicks right outside of a housing projects, 63rd and King Drive. I didn't want y'all to think I was bullshitting. I didn't want y'all to think I was making this up. These are girls on the stripper pole, and dudes are around them throwing 1s and 5s in their direction. And yeah, that's my man. That's my man Torian Rain. Shout out to Torian Rain, always bringing you that good information. Shout out to him. He brought this information out, not first, but he was one of the first to bring it out on his YouTube channel. Check it out. A lot of really, really dope information. If you go to Torian Rain, it's the one with the Black Panther on the thumbnail. But anyway, so this is 63rd and King Park in Chicago. Now, there was another New York pop-up strip joint, and it was right in the Hump Point section of the Bronx, the famous Stroll.
Yep.
Down Hunts Point. Me and Sin is all too familiar with that because our school was, our high school was a little while, maybe about half a mile from there. But if you look and you go around the picture, you see all these lewd acts. This is two people. They set up a blankie, they set up a comforter, and they did it in the New York City subway platform. Get the whole block out of here. I don't know what you know, and I don't know what you think, but that's crazy as hell. But this is what happens when Cardi D comes out and says, I'm ready to decriminalize prostitution. And New York already did it. New York said, we are not going to try any more prostitution cases. And then what do you say? Hold on a sec. I got somebody on. Oh, that's my daughter. Hey, baby. I'm on the air. Mom's on the way, okay? No, mom's on the way. Mom's on the way. Mom's on the way. Love you. All right. So yeah, just had to tell my baby girl, mom's on the way. She jumped in the Jeezy mobile, and she on the way to get baby girl from dance. But see, once more, you got lewd acts of sexuality here. You got lewd acts of here, and in New York, I couldn't get the little picture of it here. We got dudes getting it in right on a corner of a block. And if I didn't want to tape, they had actual video of it. Somebody, we in the era of that, right? And this is a prostitute, and she's giving my man some dome, right in and taking a piss at the same time. I kid you not, my G. This one here is yeah, man. Chris Tucker had to say that, man. Chris Tucker had to say that. That was nuts, bro. How do you give dome and piss at the same time, man? That's real next level walking and chewing gum at the same time. I guess that's walking, chewing gum, patting your head, rubbing your belly. That's a talent.
Head, yeah.
That's a talent, man. Hey, and can you read that little caption right there with the white lady in the caption right there? Read what that says, man.
Oh, the California mom that was charged for allowing her teen son and friends to host drink and sex parties that she watched. Connor, hurry up and come for mommy.
Wow. What is that, man? That's crazy. What is that, man? That's nuts. Tracy Morgan got something to say about that.
Called cheese doodle. Light on the cheese and heavy on the doodle.
That's nuts right there, man. That is banana nut bread. I don't even know what to say about that, man. That's crazy. And then they had, and see, you see the media, and this is why you need alternate media. This is why you need black media, right? We're gonna be creative, but we're gonna tell you the truth. We're gonna tell you the truth, like my grandmother used to say to me. She said, boy, little boy, you better tell the truth, little boy. We're not playing with you, right? So we gonna tell you the truth right here on the Real HD Show. We ain't gonna hide it. And this is what the WAP era has produced. Now, I'm not gonna say these things didn't happen before, but there's this new sense, this new entitlement, this new emboldened, this battery in the back of a lot of this crap that's out here right now. Man, I don't even know how I'm gonna raise my daughter, man. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I don't want her to go on one date. I'm keeping it a whole 1,000 with you. I don't want
Rapunzel.
her to crazy, man. What you thinking what the WAP era has produced, man?
Well, one, it's essentially it's the beginnings of Sodom and Gomorrah all over again, you know.
Ooh.
And you know what happens, you know, once the government, you know, kind of makes everything, you know, so legal, and you know, and soon they're gonna start mandating it. So, you know, I figure once you decriminalize the prostitution, you feel, in an era where they have all of this sex trafficking, human trafficking, you know, all of these things are popping up. So, you know, all right, we're gonna make stripping illegal. I mean, we're gonna make it legal. You feel? So now, you know, I just don't get the sense behind it, you know. But once again, it's Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, they're gonna make it a mandate. So now soon, you know, everybody's going to have to kind of indulge in those kind of activities, because when in Rome, do as the Romans. That's what they say.
So we did if you watched the last Real HD Show, we did a story about how on a Philadelphia train, a black woman got raped by a dude, and nobody did anything for 8 minutes. And that's what the WAP era produces. Rapes in broad daylight on PATH trains, going from, you know, suburban townships into cities and vice versa. Anybody could just whip it on out and do whatever they feel like doing.
Sodom and Gomorrah. And we all know what happened to those places.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Pillar of salt. Yeah. So, what do you think, man? Join us. You know what I mean? We want to hear from you. Y'all acting like y'all scared, man. I'm just gonna put it out there, man. Y'all acting like y'all scared. Don't be scared. Come on in. The water's fine, man. Right there. Jump on in, man. Let us know how you feel, man. And the reason why we don't hear from a whole lot of folk is because they don't want to, you know, show their hand on their politics. That's whack, man. Don't be like that. Because if you wait for somebody, either you stand for something or you fall for anything.
Fall for everything.
Right, everything. You know what I'm saying? So we need to hear from you, man. Man, woman, child, doesn't matter. Jump on the link. Call us. Hit us up. Put it in the chat. Let us know your stance on what we just did on the WAP era, and voting, stripping to the polls. Out of control, man. Out of control. That level of coercion is, and now that they decriminalized prostitution, are we gonna see and are we gonna hear of World Star videos where dudes is having sex with voters the night before a huge election to to turn the tide of an election? The power of the WAP. Do it the night before. Do it the night before voting opens, and you too could get elected. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me.
Next election, you know what it's gonna be? People having sex in the booths.
Oh, you know,
bring a stripper to the booth.
Yeah, man, get your condom along with your voting card. You know,
like, oh yeah.
Hey, it's gonna bring a brand new meeting to. It's gonna be a brand new meeting. I voted today. You know, I voted today. Sticker. Everybody want to floss with. We know what you just did, bro. We know how you voted. We know how you casted your ballot, bro.
You feel? Oh man, bring a stripper to the poll. That's gonna be the new one.
Stripping to the polls, man. Only on Third Earth, man. Only on Third Earth, man. Aliens come through and must be like, yo, we gonna leave these crazy people alone, man.
Now you know why they have not contacted us.
They got a little bit of life-sustaining resources. But they crazy as a bunch of bad bugs. We gonna leave that. They gonna self-destruct. Let's leave them alone. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's 8:57, man. You rocking with the best. It's the Real HD show, man. We just went through, Eddie Murphy, started us off. Then we jumped into 180 families evicted in North Carolina and the impact of that. And then we jumped into strippers to the polls and the impact of the WAP era on people across the country. And then like Democratic states, bro, are concentrated in city areas, city states, right? And that's where they make their hay in the electorate. You know what I'm saying? So if these, pop-up strip clubs and decriminalized stripping and prostitution, and it's all good wherever it is, right? It's all good, it's all hood, how can the Democrats lose, man? This is it's like a foolproof. It's a foolproof election scheme.
Yep.
But here's something to consider, man.
But only for fools.
Right. But is Biden that poor on his policy that he needs sexuality to lead the way? Things that make it go. Really interesting, man. Really interesting, man. So it is once again, it's 8:59. You rocking with the best. It's the Real HD show. Join us in the chat. Join us on Facebook. Join us on D Live, Mob Crush, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Twitter Live. Please, somebody go to Twitter Live that's watching the show right now and put it in the chat if you see the content rolling on Twitter Live. I'm not sure. We've been having some problems with that. So let us know if you're seeing this show on Twitter Live, and if not, we will, correct that error. And let me see what's next on the docket. RMG, man, respect my goofy. Ooh. Yeah, man, that's a new segment on the Real HD show, man. I told you we bring you that crucial information. We bring you that comedy. You heard Ed in the beginning, man. Ed Murphy, classic Ed Murphy, Delirious, talking about the season that we're in. So many people love to celebrate the spooky goofy. So this is Respect My Goofy Halloween edition. Hey, man, just by the markup on Respect My Goofy. What's your favorite part of that, man? Is it Shaquille O'Neal with the fronts? Is it Doc from Back in the Future that said he found the secret for the flux capacitor? Is it my man with the banana chasing off the strawberry and the pear? Is it my man Carlton Banks doing a Tom Jones? Or is it my man Vader, Darth Vader with the Jesus piece? What's going on, man? What's your favorite?
Bro, well, for me personally, it's gonna be a toss-up between my man Vader and my animated Banana Boy.
Yeah, banana guy, banana animan is getting it. He's chasing them off, man. They don't want no part of that. Hey, man, it's the WAP era, bro. It's the WAP era, man. It's the WAP era. Oh, you know what I meant to put in the WAP era story, man? The whole piece about Lizzo taking a deuce on Instagram. Out of control, man. And if she's showing people her panties, watching. Bro, it's out of control, man. It's the WAP era, man. This is what it do. This is what it do. If you like what's going on in the WAP era, if you like how this is all matriculating into good living, 300-pound chicks is taking deuces on Instagram, and that's entertaining. That's supposed to be entertaining and informative. Let us know in the chat, man. Hit us up, man. We need your voice. We need you to get involved. Real HD show, man. I think Shaq with the fronts is really dope. I like that one. That's like one of my favorites on the whole thing. And he's so goofy in himself, man. He just make you laugh when you see him. Shaq should have get somebody to write him a stand-up. He get some jokes. He get some jokes with that voice. He'll get some jokes. He'll get some love on with the jokes and all that, man. But let's go to Respect My Goofy Halloween edition, right? Because we think Halloween is pretty goofy. And we're going to show you a couple of things. And goofy by way of, we shouldn't be really rocking with it. We should be a lot more responsible with our energy and our ritualistic practices and what type of energy we putting out there in the world that we want people to respond to. You know what I mean? So without further ado, man, we're going to look at a video because a lot of people really aren't educated on Halloween and the origins of it, right? And while we think it's goofy from a nonsensical standpoint, we want people to understand how it developed, man. So one of the major practices in Halloween is the carving of the jack-o'-lantern, right? And most people don't know what the hell that is or how the hell that got started. You know what I mean? So we're going to show you right here on the Real HD the history of the jack-o'-lantern. Give me 1 sec to pull this up, and we will be in business. We ready for this, man?
Let's rock.
Yes, sir. Right here on the Real HD, history of the jack-o'-lantern. You can find us on YouTube. We're going to show it to you right here on the Real HD, so check it out.
We all know the jack-o'-lantern is one of the most recognizable symbols of Halloween. But where did this tradition come from? And what's the legend behind it? The practice of carving jack-o'-lanterns finds its origin in Irish myth. According to an old Irish legend, there was a man who was nicknamed Stingy Jack. Here is part of the Irish legend of Stingy Jack. Stingy Jack was a miserable old man who loved to play nasty tricks on everyone, including his friends and family, or even the devil himself. One evening, Stingy Jack invited the devil to have a drink with him.
Okay, so we know the devil is a man-made construct. And it's supposed to be evil incarnate, but what it really means in its etymology is like wise one, right?
Yep.
Or enlightened one. But in their interpretation of it, Middle Eastern, Middle-aged Europeans, they thought that the devil was pure evil incarnate. And this dude, Stingy Jack, is going to invite the devil for a drink. Okay. Let's find out what else happened.
Of course, since Stingy Jack was stingy, he refused to pay for the drink. Instead, he convinced the devil to turn into a coin, which he could then use to pay for the drink. But instead of paying for the drinks, Jack decided to keep the coin. He allowed the devil to return to his normal form, only on the condition that he would not bother Jack for 1 year. 1 year later, Jack tricked the devil into climbing a tree. Jack refused to help him down unless he promised not to bother him for 10 years. As part of this deal, the devil also agreed that he would not claim Jack's soul when he died. Not long after, Jack did pass away, but God would not allow such an unsavory character into heaven. And the devil stayed true to his word and refused to allow Jack into his domain. As Jack turned away, the devil felt pity on him and tossed him a burning piece of coal so that he might see in darkness. Doomed to walk the earth forever, Jack carved out a turnip to hold his burning coal so that it might light his path. Many Irish claim to have seen this ghostly figure, whom they began referring to as Jack of the Lantern. Eventually, this was shortened to Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, man. So that was the history of Jack-o'-lantern. And what's the first thing people do this time of year? Come here, baby. Come carve this pumpkin. Let's go and play with the devil. Let's go play with the devil, baby. Talk to me, man. Folks
Happy All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? And Hallows Eve
with the devil.
Hallow means, holy. But the eve of that, they turned into some really nasty, evil, spooky night because they knew the day after they would have to be holier than holy. And it's out of control. But I hope, folks learn from this. I hope folks take something from this and people look it up. Look it up if you don't believe me, man. And if I'm wrong, come back at me. Bring me that vitriol, bring me that fire, bring it right back here to the Real HD show and let us know what you're talking about that's the history of Jack O' Lantern. And everybody, that's the very first thing they do is that. And speaking of things that are going to be current during this time of the year, we got the AAT report popping. Are you ready, my brother? Are you ready to debut the fall season AAT report? I hope I'm not giving too much.
That I am.
All right, my guy. Well, get ready for the AAT report, brought to you healthier, wealthier, and wiser. Brought to you by The Real HD Show. Check it out. So on you, my brother.
Good evening, my kings, my queens, princes, and princesses. Tonight's AAT plant is another superfood that was and is used as an anti-parasitic. In traditional medicine in China, it was used to expel tapeworms and parasites. This led to tonight's AAT plant product being listed in the United States Pharmacopoeia as an anti-parasitic. But currently in the United States, unfortunately, tonight's AAT plant product is disposed of in mass during this time of year. All right? But, have not, waste not, and want not. The benefits of tonight's AAT plant product are extensive. It is rich in magnesium, polyunsaturated fats, fatty acids, and calcium. It contains essential vitamins and fatty acids to help manage type 2 diabetes. And it is also abundant in zinc and other nutrients and minerals that help to improve liver health. And it is often referred to women during their pregnancy to promote good health. Right. High levels of vitamin E help to strengthen the immune system. And tonight's AAT plant product is an excellent source of beta carotene, which promotes healthy skin and eyes. So now, in this season of COVID, in this season of bad health, bad decisions, does anyone out there know what tonight's AAT plant product is?
Yeah, man. So jump in. It's a Wild Out Wednesday. It's the AAT report. Jump in the chat. Jump in the stream if you like. And let us know what you think tonight's plant product is on the AAT report. Remember, we are trying to make you healthier, wealthier, and wiser. My man Jack wielded a turnip. So we talking about turnips, my guy? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, let's just say that this particular product is often sought during this time of the year.
Often sought during this time of the year. Don't be shy, my people. Jump on in. The water's warm. Let us know what you think this particular plant product is for the AAT report. Remember that AAT report is brought to you by the Real HD Show. We take guesses and we take real answers, correct answers. We take right answers. You know what I mean? Is it? I'm gonna take another stab at it. Is it beets, my guy? Are we talking about beets?
Unfortunately, no, it is not. Tonight's plant product is, in fact, a fruit. And what I have described are the seeds of this particular fruit.
So we got an additional clue out there for everybody in our viewer, listener land. Shout out to 100.9 WXIR. That's the root. That's the home base. You can check out our replays. You can check out the TuneIn app and get us on there if you'd like. We're national that way. We are the Real HD Show. Right now, it's the AAT report, healthy, wealthier, and wiser. And my man Sincere went out his way to put together this really dope unveiling of a fall fruit, as he puts it. You know what I mean? So what do we got? Let me see. Okay, we finally got a we finally got a bite. Okay. Okay, we got somebody off of the Twitter live exchange, and their guess is apple.
Apple. Oh, good guess, but unfortunately, I'm sorry. Tonight's AAT product is not an apple.
Yeah, man.
Good try, though. That is a very good guess.
Oh, yeah, because I guess they thought that was like a fall fruit. Very popular, right? Yeah. Very popular fall fruit. You know what I mean? I don't think people eat, especially when you kind of have that nostalgia of like autumn, going back to school, you know, all that type of stuff. You think of apples, put an apple in the lunch bag, and you know, send them on their way.
I do want to give an issue though. With the apples, the seeds are not to be consumed because they do contain cyanide. So if you do eat too many apple seeds, it will affect your stomach. It may cause bleeding, and it could cause other things. So, you know, I do not encourage you to go out there and eat apple seeds.
So why they didn't put that in the Johnny Appleseed song, man? Oh, the Lord is good to me, and so I thank the Lord for giving me the things I need. The sun and rain, the apple seed, the Lord. You know that crap.
Oh man, what are you taking me back to wake eating camp?
Yeah, man. Check this out, right? Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time to be dying over some cyanide apple seeds. Not at all, my guy. Not at all. Yeah, man. So that's what it is, man. Are we ready? Because we got our guests we got two guesses from me. I struck out twice. We got our guests on Twitter live. They said apple. That was wrong. You know, so we don't want to look too uneducated. Are you ready for your drum roll, brother, so you can unveil this?
I am ready.
All right, here we go.
Tonight's AAT superfood plant product is pumpkin seeds.
Hey, pumpkin and pumpkin seeds. That's crazy, man. So that's right in line with my man Jack O'Lantern, right?
Yep, he should have used that pumpkin instead of that gourd.
Yeah, man, that's right in line with it, man. So tell a friend that you heard it here first. You heard all of the great stuff that has to do with the pumpkin. Sincere takes a lot of time and research to put these things together. This is a master agrarian, straight out of the house that Moore's built, you know what I mean, down there in Georgia. You know what I mean? He comes to us with all that he's learned and all that he's gathered over his years. And he's bringing it to us in a real responsible way, man. So we thank you, man. But guess what, man? There's somebody else, a brother of mine, Caribbean brother of mine, that wants to jump in and add his 2 cents to the AAT plant of the day, or I should say plant product of the day, which is pumpkin seeds. And it's my man Maccabee. And he got something to say to you right now on the Real HD Show. Check it out.
Yesterday was their Halloween something. Today a lot of food's been dumping. People, let me ask you something. Don't you think it's a waste of pumpkin? Most pumpkins I've ever seen is at the time they call Halloween. Some people not think about cuisine and none of the good things that they have eaten. Look at all that beta-carotene. Look at the seeds, so much protein. Look at the iron, potassium, vitamins, and mineral fiber. You see what I mean? It just seems like a waste. Having a pumpkin only to carve out the face, not even a taste. And there's so many pumpkins in the place. And no one of the pumpkins are grown specifically for Halloween, and not nutritionally. But the good ones too eventually get thrown away too, consequentially. Sure, you know it's the truth. Could I make a little soup? Could I give it to the youth with all the benefits that it produces? How want me eat Wednesday? How want me eat? No meat, always a treat. No tricks, no cheat. A vegan we say, you know see. Yes, I am.
Hey,
Yesterday was the Halloween song.
That was my man Maccabee with the pumpkin producing for us. He didn't want to go away. He wanted to get it. He wanted to go one more again. We, we love you, man, but you gotta move out of the way. Yeah, man, that's how we do it right here on the Real AC Show. Maccabee, back it up, my man Sin. You know what I mean? It's universal, man. Get you some pumpkin, but use it responsibly. Use it for what it's for. It's a fall fruit that has many, many health benefits, and it's not the benefit of making a deal with the devil like Jack-o'-lantern. You know what I'm saying?
Not being wasteful.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that, man, there's back to our Respect My Goofy, man. We have what do you think is the #1 Halloween costume circulating right now in the good old US of A? What do you think that is?
Well, me, I would say, you know, since they just had like a new Michael Myers movie, probably Michael Myers.
Oh, that's a good guess, man. But I'll give you a guess. What's loud, rude, racist, and always in the news over the last year and a half?
Trump.
Most. So the most popular Halloween mask over this year, last year, and running is this right here. Give me 1 second to pull it up. It's the Karen. You got it. It's the Karen. The Karen has invaded Halloween stores near you. The yellow teeth, probably the rank breath, the yellow eyes, the entitlement in the wrinkles of the face. You know what I mean? Every wrinkle is another level of entitlement. You know what I'm saying? And the blonde hair to boot. So the Karen mask at a Halloween store near you. Respect my Goofy. Respect it. Put some respect
that's
on it.
Scarier than Michael Myers, I tell you that.
Respect my Goofy. Respect it. The Karen mask is the most popular. She looked like one of them Neanderthals that used to be on them. What was them commercials, man? What was it? Was it a Geico commercial?
Geico, yeah.
Yeah. Where they would have the Neanderthal and the woman would talk to him. And she looked like one of them Neanderthals. Out of control, man. She
actually looked like the lady across the street from me, but
yeah, man. She needs a little mustache shave. She gotta get that lined up. She gotta go see my man Zoe at the barbershop. Yeah, man. That's what it is. Fix up like that. Yeah, man. So we coming back to you, man. So that was a Respect My Goofy. One more Respect My Goofy before we head out, right? Is something really, really crazy. My man shot this to me today. And if you want to head this up, bro, you do it, man, because you sent this to me earlier today, and we're gonna see. You mentioned Michael Myers a minute ago, so here it is. Check this out. You got it, man. You had this one. You got this one. You know what's up, bro.
This is actually a thing, and that's actually mentioned in the quote. All right. Michael Myers is accused of being homophobic in his new Halloween movie. So now the LGBTQ community is in an uproar because Michael Myers, the serial killer, killed a same-sex couple. So now, they said nothing about him killing all of the other people, in the movie or whatever. But now Michael Myers is facing cancel culture. Right? Fictitious person, doesn't even exist, is now facing cancel culture because of the LGBTQ. I think what happened was since they lost against Dave Chappelle, they was like, yo, we gonna go up against somebody else. And Michael Myers just happened to be that person.
We gonna get who we can get. Check this out. Bernie Mac got something to say about that.
It stinks in here. What's the smell?
What smell?
It smell like pussy, booty, dick, and pussy. I'm telling you, it's all up in here.
Respect my Goofy, man. Respect it.
That's insane, bro.
Put some spec on it. Put some spec on it. Respect my Goofy. You can only see that, and you only hear that right here. Shout out to the late great Bernie Mac, man. Bernie Mac was a whole problem, man.
Oh my God. One of the greatest. One of the greatest.
You had to really deal with Bernie. Bernie was a whole situation, man. So yeah, man. So Michael Myers, man, they coming for that dude, man. First Dave, now Michael Myers. No, first it was Pepe Le Pew.
Yep, forgot about that. I forgot about that.
And Speedy Gonzalez couldn't be in the new Space Jam movie because they were seen as somehow threatening with their sexuality. And now Michael Myers. But they could turn Superman gay. I don't know how that worked. I don't know what alternate Earth 9, Earth 12 situation that works, but you know, we turning fictitious characters gay and we canceling fictitious characters. Okay. And we bringing strippers to the polls. Okay. Okay. It's fine.
And you wonder why Elon Musk is trying to get to Mars and to the moon. He knows his people down here is nuts.
He said we want out. We want out. We done F that up nice and good. We done F that up nice and good, and it's time to bow out. So there's one more real crazy story, man, before we get to our 9:30 presentation to you. And it's a real life scary story that we want to get to you in this Halloween piece, right? It's Halloween Goofy, right? And the piece that we want to get to you, give me 1 second, is Man Rat. I don't know if you guys heard of Man Rat before, but Man Rat is really, really interesting. Have you heard of Man Rat, bro? Because it happened right there in New York City.
I think so. It was. Let me just see. I think it was something that was found, and it was supposed to be like part man, part rat.
Well, close. He was almost part man, part rat. As soon as I can pull it up, as soon as it does as soon as the computer works with me to allow me to pull this up, and if not, I'll just share my screen so that we can get this moving. It's kind of doing this thing here.
Yeah, well, you know, with all of these laws that are passing now, you know, soon it'll be okay to have sex with rats. So there may be that man rat coming out in your neighborhood soon.
Right.
Thanks, Democratic Party.
This is brought to you by Democratic Party. We approve this message. Man rat
coming to you soon.
We approve this message, right? Yeah, man. So I'm going to share my screen because this is, we got it now. Okay, boom. So man who fell through sidewalk in New York City into a sinkhole pit full of rats, files lawsuit. Now this happened a couple of years ago. I think it happened 2017, but they revisited it because he had his day in court just recently. So the dude was in a Manhattan block. I think he was on 78th or something like that. And he has those little graters that that steam comes up through,
and you're never supposed to walk over.
Right, you're not supposed to walk on. Right, so he walked on it, and I guess he was standing there waiting for a bus, and the whole thing collapsed, and he fell like many feet below, and he basically was temporarily paraplegic, especially at the time when it happened. Like the instance he fell, hit his back, boom, and he was instantly surrounded like by rats. So the minute I heard that, I thought of some Walking Dead joints. So you know, The Walking Dead, and you wake up and you turn around and there's like 50 zombies around you, or circled all around you, and you like, what the?
Remember the movie Ben?
Right. So what was interesting about this particular joint, and the reason why I was gonna say Man Rat, is my man got over 100 rat bites on his body from falling. right? And he was paraplegic at the time. So he couldn't do nothing. The only thing he could do was close his mouth. Because guess what? They were trying to get in his mouth. Now that's scary. That's the real Halloween shit right there. A rat dive into your mouth and want to eat your guts out from the insides. That's some real Walking Dead stuff, man. So that's our crazy headline. Our really, really scary headline that I came across. The case is happening right now as we speak. I'm sure the city wants this to go away, so they're going to back the Brinks truck up and just dump a boatload of cash on my man so he can stay quiet. But could you imagine, bro? What's your thoughts on that, man? A rat in your mouth. Bro. Oh, that's like Creep Show. Like you see something on Creep Show, and that joint was like, he's like, nah, B, that can't really happen. That ain't real.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Well, one, I actually wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. My first thought. You get me? Second, just to think, it was a compounding issue. First, the man falls. You know what I mean? So he's falling through the grade, untold feet. He lands, is injured in the landing, and then received over 100 bites from rats, bruh. And then the fact that they was headed for the mouth, bruh.
So that means he saw them on the hunt for
that means that they were biting at his face, you feel, trying to get him to grimace and open up his mouth. And once they was in there, you feel, hey, if rats could eat through wood and chew through concrete, I don't think your esophagus and your intestinal tract is going to provide much of a barrier. Woo.
So I got a flashback. Back down memory lane. Okay, so a little Jamaican restaurant around the way. Remember the Optimo that used to be in the plaza?
Yeah. Oh,
Baychester Plaza. That we used to go there and play video games, right?
Yep.
And buy candy. Charlie Chan's and Lemon Heads, and that was a whole wave right there, right? Back in the day. So if you go straight down the block, right? You had what's the name of Miss Jackie's Bakery, Jamaican Bakery. Miss Jackie. And Miss Jackie was nice when she wanted to be, and then when she wanted to get her little alligator ornery teeth on, she was that too.
It happened.
And one of the things my grandmother, Trinidadian, right? She used to want that cow cud soup, that cow tongue, right? So was the rats headed for that cow tongue? When they wanted that cow cod soup out of dude? They wanted to make dude into cow cod soup.
Yeah, they had a taste for some tongue.
Oh my God, they was trying to get to that. Yeah, man. Rats. My man fell stories below ground, was temporarily paraplegic, and was surrounded by rats like The Walking Dead, and they was getting at his
Just one last thing. I noticed that in the picture, right? They showed these little nice cute rats or whatever. Those are not New York City rats.
No,
New York City rats eat those.
No, right. So in the description, I didn't bring the byline up. They didn't bring the byline up, but dude, who I forget the guy's name. The guy, bless you. Hope you recover. He probably won't. Anyway. So no more Ratatouille, right? No, all right, bad joke. But anyway,
too early, too soon.
Too early, too soon. So they said in the article, dude said that the rats were the size of puppies.
Those are New York City rats.
Out of control. How? That's a New York City rat. That's a New York City rat. I'm gonna take
now, you see when they show the picture, and you see those little rats, you know what I mean, and then they tell you that he got over 100 bites, then you would say, oh well, that was painful or whatever. But when you realize that these are New York City rats, you feel, and they weigh about 4 pounds each,
Yo, do you remember we the main street where we live was 233rd Street, and you had to go all the way up the hill and all the way down the hill to get to the 2 train, so you can go into Manhattan and the other boroughs and take care of your business, right? So we were waiting for the was it the 19 bus or the 11 bus right there?
I think it was the 11.
The 11 bus, and that bus would take forever, and it'd be cold as bread, and you be out there. You be out there freezing,
turning gray, freezing, getting soaked.
But one thing I always remember seeing, you would look at up at the little subway, and the little fixture, the little overhead screws and nuts and bolts and platforms that hold up the subway, and every once in a while you will see you thought you saw a sneaker. It was big as a size 12 sneaker. You saw a rat come right across that joker, and you was like, oh shit. They making rats the size of Michelin tires now? Like, how that work? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, he's lucky he didn't fall during the age of the super rat.
I don't know. They would have ate him. I think we lived in the age of the super rat.
Yes, we did.
If you saw the rats I saw, they looked like them jokers was about that size, bro. I ain't gonna even mess with you. I ain't gonna even hold you. But yeah, man, we're gonna get to another new subject area or segment on the Real HD show, right? And it's one that is near and dear to my heart, and I hope you guys enjoy it and have fun with it, because we're about to. And this is an opportunity for everybody to get involved, because this information that we're putting out here on the Real HD show is too good to keep to ourselves. So what did we say? We say, if we're gonna bring the information to the people in this segment called Opinion Pull Up. Check it out. All right, so it's Information Pull Up, man. This is the Real HD Information Pull Up segment. And what does that mean? That means we're gonna go out and reach out to people via this super duper great technology that we have and get their uncanny, unfettered, unapologetic opinion on what's popping right here on the Real HD show. And we got some brave people that that go back with us. I went to college with one. We went to junior high school and high school with another. And real good people, real good folks. We're gonna pull them up on the information pull up, on the opinion pull up rather. Excuse me. And we're gonna get it popping right here on the Real HD show. Give me 1 second to fix this up and get us popping. And we're gonna pull up. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. So we're gonna make a call, man. We're gonna put a call in. Let me share my screen. Boom. 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 And boom. We are in the information pull-up. And our first victim in the information pull-up is, well, let's make it official, man. Stop playing with that. Let's stop playing with that particular sound effect, man. That's not a sound effect to play with. That's how you got to do it, man. We got to bring it real. All right, man. Let's call them up, man. Let's see what it do. Are you hearing? Are you hearing? I hear the ringing. Good. I'm glad you got it. All right, so maybe my man ain't available. Maybe my man ain't available right now on the pull up for that one. But I have another person who's gonna jump on, right, and join us on the information pull up. And here he is right here. We're gonna try one more again on the information pull up. Opinion pull up, Real HD show.
think they're too busy watching our show.
I know. All right, so that's our attempt at bringing people into what is the Real HD Show conversation. And if you know anyone that wants to join the Real HD Show conversation, we like the Jerky Boys, man. We're gonna pull up on you, man. We're gonna pull up on you. We're gonna dial up on you.
You can't hide from us.
That's right. We're gonna come to you with that good information, man. And hopefully you can join us and make this thing a real one, man. So while we're waiting for them to come up, we have another real article that we're going to talk about, right? And bro, since we're waiting on our guest to come into the opinion pull-up, do you want to do Cool to Be Black? You think that's worth doing right now?
That would be cool.
All right, let's do that. All right, let's get that going. So while we're waiting for our guest to join us, I'm gonna try to contact them while. Oh no, we didn't do the Biden joint. Do you want to do the Biden joint or you want to do the Cool to Be Black? Which one you want to do?
Well, technically, you were supposed to cover the Biden one first.
I know. But we got
Let's hit the Biden
into the, the WAP era piece that, that kind of.
Let's hit the Biden. Let's hit the Biden.
Let's hit the Biden.
Let's hit the Biden.
Hit the Biden. So we got to put on our pimp hat then if we're gonna hit the Biden. Skunk fur. Hit the Biden. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, man. All right, so let's hit the Biden, man. So let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. So we're waiting for it to load up. It's coming through. It's done. And here it is. Executive order on White House initiative, right? Really interesting wording. White House initiative on advancing educational equity, excellence, and economic opportunities for Black Americans. That's a mouthful, man. What do you think, man? New executive order. So, a lot of folks went and got DACA. Afghans got their little piece. Asian people got their crime bill. I guess it's our turn, right?
Well, it looks to me like a whole bunch of fancy words saying absolutely nothing.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this initially, man, before I get into the byline of it all?
All right. Well, it's saying that there's an executive order, right, for the advancing of educational equity. Well, one, we already know that that's not true because the funding for the HBCUs, which are for Black, run facilities, our colleges and institutions, they got their funding slashed, you feel, and now they're put in a position in which they have to compete with other HBCUs in order to get the remaining crumbs under the table. So the initiative for advancing educational equity, which is their first claim, is automatic false. You mean excellence and economic opportunity for Black Americans? Well, we all know that is a big load of hooey, because the president himself said that he is doing absolutely nothing specifically for Black people. So from my understanding of politics, and how things go, when they put out an order like this, this executive order, it's going to follow what he said. He said he's not going to do anything specific for Black people. So in this document, I haven't read it, but just from what I know of politics and politicians and our government, there is absolutely nothing in this article for the progress or the benefit of Black people. But I'm going to read it, we're going to look through it, but I can say, without even reading it, there's nothing for us in there.
So I want to highlight a particular part of this executive order that was put across, and here it is right here. It says one of the benefits would be let me move it down. It says monitor and support the development and implementation, coordination of federal government, educational, workforce research, business development, policies, programs, technical assistance designed to improve outcomes for historically underserved communities, including Black people.
Mm.
What?
What did I say? You feel?
I'm gonna go back to the initial. Wasn't this supposed to be opportunity for Black Americans? So the very wording in the document, including Black Americans. What? What?
And that, my friends, is politics. You feel? So now this whole big design, this whole big executive order is supposed to be doing something for us, you feel, in our name. And then you get down to the final words of it, and it says that all of this will be done, and it will include Black people, Black Americans.
Well, cheese doodle. Light on the cheese and heavy on the doodle.
Heavy on the doodle.
That's my man Trey, man. That's my man Trey Morgan out of Brooklyn, man. This is heavy on the doodle.
Heavy on the doodle.
This is heavy on the doodle. And the reason why this is heavy, the reason why this is heavy on the caca side of the game, right? Is because, and let me bring this up, your man Rocky, your man Rocky Obama said the same thing in his 2012 executive order for Black people as well. So give me a second to pull that up and I'll show you. Executive order, White House initiative for educational excellence for African Americans. I can't make the stuff up, man. So what did he do? He just went back to the old Rocky Obama file, pull out the old song and dance and put some new paint on it, wax simonize it, and put it back out as this?
No, it wasn't no waxing or simonizing. It's called cut and paste, my brother.
Yo, that's crazy. What is that?
Yep.
This is what
and
you
if
voted
you'll notice,
for.
there's
You
still
voted
nothing being done.
You voted for pimp, cut, and paste. That's what pimp, cut, and paste right here. That's who you voted for.
That's your leader. You feel?
That's your king. That's your king. Like you know, like my man Killmonger said, is this your king?
Is this your king?
This your king right here. I don't even know where that little clip is. I'll put it up there if I had it ready to go. I'll have it ready to go. I don't want the people to wait. But what's the difference between, now seriously, or jokes aside, what's the difference between what Rocky Obama was doing in 2012 and what this cat is doing now in 21? Look like the same thing to me.
Absolutely nothing.
And it didn't amount to nothing in 12. So why would it amount to something in 21? Oh, I know. You take the one and you put it behind. You take the one and put it behind the two.
Forgot to carry the one.
We got to carry that one.
Carry the one.
Got to carry the one. And then we got a brand new bill. That was the old bill that didn't work. Hey man, let us know, man. This is pivotal stuff, man. It's some pivotal stuff here, man. Let us know how you feel.
Cole, you stupid.
Yeah, man. Let us know how you feel. It's the Real HD Show. It's a Wild Out Wednesday, man. We done brought you a lot of good information. And now we're talking about this executive order that Biden was forced to do because he's getting embarrassed by the HBCU cuts and the fact that Howard is, protesting on their campus and making a fuss, and a whole lot of stuff is going on to damage the credibility of what's going on in this Biden pimpistration. You know what I mean? I don't even call it administration. It's a pimpistration. You know what I'm saying? Because he got strippers bringing y'all to the polls. So
politicians.
there's a pimpistration, it's a pimpistration situation going on with this Harris Biden combo that we got running government right now, man. What's your thoughts on this, man? Where do we go from here with this, man? How do we hold these jokers accountable for, putting some powder on their palm and giving us the pimp slap because they carried the one? They carried the one and turned 12 into 21. Follow us now. They carried the one and they turned 12 into 21, right? Check this out.
You stupid.
No, not.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
You stupid.
Yeah, man. Real HD show, man. We bringing you that live talk. We bring you that live Afrofuturistic talk. And why is it Afrofuturistic, man? Because we trying to solve these problems, man. We ain't trying to be fancy and flamboyant and have spaceships and glassy buildings. We trying to solve problems so we can step into the future with some power. You know what I mean? We trying to walk with power. We trying to have resources, man. We trying to get this done for us so that we could be a proud people. And all people could be a proud and educated and cognizant people, not just black folk, all folk. You know what I mean? Last word on this, man. It's 9:48. You rocking with the best. Last word on the executive order of Pimp Hand Joe. You know what I'm saying? What you think?
Well, all right, Mr. Slow Joe,
right?
Putting out this executive order. You know what I mean? Essentially, just a bunch of words on a piece of paper that are going to amount to absolutely nothing, which essentially seems to be mirroring his presidency. There's a lot of talk from this man. He makes a lot of promises. He has that politician or triction or whatever you want to call him. You know what I mean? He has that thing down pat because, he's been in that situation or whatever for donkey years. And he's right. Staying consistent, and that's right. The thing. He's keeping consistent with what he does. He's always been against, us as a people, and he's doing that. His mentors are Klansmen and stuff like that, so he's initially continuing the cycle, you know what I mean? But he thinks that these little mere acts, writing BLM on the street, that didn't solve any of our problems. Didn't, putting up all of these statues and stuff like that didn't solve our problems. All of these corporations saying that they support BLM, those didn't solve our problems. This is just one of those things to sit up there and appease us, but it's not appeasing. It's doing absolutely nothing for us. It's like the dollar, it has no backing. You feel? So yeah, you have this paper, and yeah, it's saying that it's going to do all of these things and include black people. But once again, this is a copy and paste from years ago from a president that did absolutely nothing for us either.
Yo, man.
So copy paste and continue.
Yo, man, we got our pull-up guest, man. He ready to pull up. Yeah, man, we got our pull-up guest, man. Let's get him on here, man. Let's get him on here on the Real HD Show. Check it out.
Peace.
Hey, peace, King. How you doing?
How you doing? All right.
Yeah, man, you made it, man. You on the Real HD Show, my guy. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, I give you we got the sound clap and applause. Here we go. Hey, that's what we do right here on the Real HD Show, man. Yo, right now, man, we wanted to pull up on you, man. It's the opinion pull-up segment, man. We told you we wasn't going to take a whole lot out of your time, man. We know you're a busy brother. You got a big family, and you're doing a lot of things in the neighborhood, in the community, man. We just wanted your opinion, bro. We had several top flight stories that we dealt with today. I got my man Sincere G from the Bronx. He on the horn with me. Say what's up, bro.
Peace.
Yeah, man. So we on here, man. It's the opinion pull up. That's where we pull up on our guests, and they come on here, man, and they give us their valuable, unapologetic opinion. And this is one of my frat brothers, near and dear to me, man. So I just contacted him. I said, yo, jump on, man. He said, I'm ready to do it. So yeah, man, are you familiar with the Biden executive order that he just signed for black people?
Actually, I missed it. I'll be 100. I missed it. What is the executive order?
So I'll read you a little bit of it as we're coming along. It's basically a executive order that basically talks about educational opportunities. It's an executive order on White House initiative now, listen to the terminology, initiative on advancing educational equity, excellence, economics, and opportunity for Black Americans.
Okay.
And he just signed it.
And he just signed it. Interesting.
Just signed it. So, of course, immigrants got DACA. Asians got their crime bill.
Mm-hmm.
Afghans got refuge in the United States.
Yes.
The Haitians at the border got whips and cow trained.
Absolutely.
Guantanamo.
Right. They didn't get to come here. They got a hotel in Guantanamo Bay, the worst prison on earth. So that's what they got. So what's your thoughts on that, man? Just real quick.
Absolutely interesting. So so you begin to wonder, why we're not afforded anything. Has George Floyd the act been passed? No. The Voting Rights Act that they were supposed to pass, that hasn't passed. So, you just wonder, what's happening now. So with him signing something like that, I mean, it's a good start. But the language that you just mentioned, right? Did you say it's an initial? You said it's an initiative, right?
It's an initiative, like
it's
in a similar vein of what HR 40 is. We're going to study.
That's the key word I was going to say. Right.
we about to study how we can help you advance excellence, economics, and all that.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. Right. So yeah, we're going to study, see what we can do for you.
This is our initiative. We're going to see if this could work.
Just an explore, right?
Yeah.
So again, and you have this coded language, and you have just simply again these empty promises, for Black folks. Oh yeah, we're gonna look into, we're gonna HR 40. We're gonna just explore, right? But nothing is ever done. They didn't have no problem passing the AAPI bill right away. That was fast. And George Floyd, well, we can't help you. We really can't, come to an agreement. Uncle Tim and the crew, we can't figure this out. Okay, what's not to figure out? So I'm not surprised at all.
Sin, what you got on that, bro? Join brother Gordon. Hey, Gordon, tell him your African name, bro.
Oh, my African name, brother, is Kahesa Sorakim, which means protector of universal blackness manifested in the life of God. I know the frat usually says symbolically, but there's nothing symbolically about that. That is my name.
Hey, I had to drop it, man. I had to have you drop it because that's fire right there. But go ahead, Sam. What you got on that, brother?
Well, first off, peace to the God, because wow, that attribute is on fire, fam. And that's my word. And as for he hit the nail right on the head. Like it's that wordplay. It's an initiative. We're going to look into these things. But my whole thing is, how do you make a executive order that is a study? Right? Executive orders are for actions. They're for things to get done. You want something to get done, and you don't want to have to go through all of the Congress and all that other. Then you issue an executive order. So how are you gonna have the order? And we're just gonna look into these things, right? We know that they occur, but we're just gonna look into them, right? And then you didn't get a chance to hear like the end of that initiative program that they have, where they're given a listing of all of the things that they plan on, looking into. And then they say, and it will include Black Americans. So now, initially the whole, document was supposed to be for Black Americans. But then when you get down to the heart and the meat of the issue, it was saying that it will include, because now, you started talking about, we're going to do all of these things for Black people. You feel? They're talking about education. They're called economic equity. You feel? We're going to look into those things. But, my executive order just goes that far. We're going to look into it. Are we going to stop it? Are we going to do anything about it? No, God, no. God, no. Why? Because the system's doing what it's designed to do. So once again, it's they're throwing these things at us. This executive order, it means absolutely nothing. Putting BLM in big, yellow words on the street, that does absolutely nothing for our cause. You know what I mean? But then they'll sit up there and they'll throw these things at us and think that we're stupid and think that it's just gonna placate us. We go, oh yeah, yay, 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 we got a sign, we got a holiday, we got a, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Until they actually do something concrete, which they won't, but until they actually live up to their word, which they won't, until they actually fulfill one of those promises that they make, which they won't. You feel? Why are we sitting up here and following this insane cycle? Politicians lie. We know they lie. They make promises. We know they never keep the promises. Why is it so ingrained in the system that people can change it and fix it and make things better? System is doing what it was designed to do. The only way out of it is not to participate.
Hey, brother. Hey, G, let me ask you a question, man. Yes. I want you to rebut on what Sin just said, but I want to ask you a question. I thought the job of the executive office was to enforce the law.
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't that this dude supposed to be the commander-in-chief of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines? His job is to enforce American international policy, blah, 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 yakety smackety. So then why hasn't, this bill was very similar, if not the very same bill, to Obama's bill in 2012. So I just pulled it up on the screen. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Executive Order, White House Initiative on Educational Excellence for African Americans.
And I'll be honest, brother, I don't even remember that particular bill because of all these bills, they get lost in the well of the House or the Senate. They never move. So, sometimes you have to go and you have to search and look and find these bills that never became law. I think that, again, this is just another clear example of, a brother just said it. Okay, we're going to pacify these folks and we're going to do our job the best way we can, keep them set, to keep them hanging on just enough to where they feel perhaps something's going to get done, and then we'll move on to something else. I think our scholars have said it best. Living in America is no easy task, and and I'm not saying not to vote. You got to vote. You have to participate in the government in which you're a part of. I sincerely believe that. But whenever you do vote, whenever you move the chains, right, they come up with something else, or they move the goalpost further down. They'll tackle on another 20 yards. They'll keep you fighting. Well, I was told, at least, and I think this gentleman summed it up best, that the last kicks of a dying bull are dangerous. So when you know the social, political climate in terms of population, when that stuff is beginning to shift, you're going to do everything that's possible to hang on to what at least you thought that you owned, And I mean, it's sad to see that we're in this state right now, but we've been here for over 400 years, brother. It's no right. It's no mistake that this stuff is happening. If Obama couldn't do it, what makes you think that Biden's going to do anything? You know, so I mean, it's unfortunate, but you know, we press on like we do.
Yes, sir. Yo, man, that was our opinion pull up on the Real HD Show, man. And we're going to be invading a phone call near you. And, hey, G, man, thanks for joining us, man. Right on the end of the cuff of our show. And I think that was a great way to end it off. I'm not going to hold you too long. The king and I salute the king and you, my G. And we will talk soon, man. Thanks for rocking on the Real HD Show.
Thank you,
all right, peace, brother. Yeah, man, that's how it goes down on the opinion pull up. And if you found that interesting and you like what we did, hit us up in the chat if you too would like to be a part of the opinion pull up. And if not, we might just pull up on you and you might not be ready for it. Pull up. Yeah. We about to pull up.
Coming for you.
But it comes that time. We have fun today, man. We did a lot of things, man. We talked about the 180 folks getting evicted. We talked about strippers bringing booties to the pole in the WAP era. We talked about the nutritional value of the pumpkin during this time period, this fall season. We don't be fooled by jack-o'-lantern. Use it for what it's really purposeful for, and not with
no deals with the devil.
Right? No deals with the tomfoolery. No Faustian quests with Beelzebub. You know what I'm saying? So hit us up, man. Hit us up in the chat. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We value your input. We value what you do. Please hit us up. We accept donations. This is our sponsorship page right here. Let me remove that. Yeah, you know, support our show. We take 5, 10s, 20s, 100s. That's what lets us continue to do what we do, and in the pace and emotion that we do it. We appreciate you. Please join us next time. Hey, Sin, are we gonna do the pop up for the smoke this weekend?
Yes, sir. We got a lot to pop up.
Yeah, man, we're gonna do the pop up for the smoke, man. So we probably gonna do an opinion pull up on a pop up for the smoke too. So look out, we coming for you. This information is way too good to keep to ourselves. We got this mass media platform. We have to share. We learn how to play and share our blocks in kindergarten. So we're gonna do that with you on the Real HD Show. Tune in for the pop up for the smoke, man. Send last word.
Last word. Well, one, for all of y'all people out there, our listeners, right? Don't be scared. It's your voice, your victory. You hear us here on the show. You know, we're bringing you that good information, and we need your opinions. You know, so come link us up on the, hit us up on the links. You know, join us on our show. We want to hear your opinion. We're not that kind of group where we want you to agree with everything that we say. Trust me. You know, if you want to bring the fire, you know what I mean? If you want that debate, you know, come bring it on. You know, we're nothing to be feared, you know. So break away from the fear, you know, share your opinions. Come and join us. You know what I mean? That's the only way that we'll be able to build and grow. So until next time, my kings, my queens, my princes, and my princesses, here at the Real HD, we welcome you and ask you to return.
Yes, sir. Here at the Real HD Show, it's your voice, your victory. Join us every Wednesday, 8 o'clock for our Wild Out Wednesday show, where we do where we have articles and we have uncanny moments that are in our society. And Mondays where we go a little harder on the real, you know, meat and potatoes, grit bones type of subjects. We might even discuss the fact that Facebook is trying to put together the metaverse. Tune in for that. You know what I mean? We got that on deck and what that might mean for you. You know what I mean? You seen any futuristic movies? Are there any black people in them? What are they trying to tell you? Tune into the Real HD Show, man. If you want to see about that, see what we got to say, listen to our opinion, or even challenge our opinion. We even take trolls. We like trolls. Grumpy old troll that's under the bridge, come through.
Bring it.
We got you. We got you. Yeah, man. So this is the Real HD Show, man. I got to take off and get my son. So I'm going to close out. You know what I mean? And as always, peace.
Peace.
And walk with power. We love you, man. Tune in next time to the Real HD Show. Like, share, subscribe. Share this. Tell a friend. It's them again. With that adrenaline, it's the Real HD Show. We love you. We out.